Welcome to Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation.
Week 5, live on your TV or tablet. League play abounds on Fox 12's Friday Night Lights. We kick off along Corn Pass. Let the Tide roll from Pacific Conference, leading Glencoe at Liberty for a 6A rivalry in Hillsboro. Third quarter, all Liberty 35-7, but Glencoe isn't one to roll right over. Royce Faisal, the dual threat, thick and good. 10-yard score, 35-14 along Wagon Way. Hits the trailer to Liberty's Hero Diamond, another stud signal caller who can do both, pull it and run it. Stumbling. Pink out tonight, too. 41-yard gain. That led to this, the Falcons flying. Vincent Capizzuto, a 7-yard rush. Liberty pads the cushion. Then more from Faisal. Why go short when you can go long? What a matchup here tonight at quarterback. Royce rolls 48 yards for the Tide. It's 42-21. If you're scoring at home, I hope you really are. Liberty rung the bell, though, right back. Hero faking out, my hero, Kevin Lund, a 20-plus year vet in the TV news business. He faked him. 14-yard score for Diamond, 56-21 Liberty in the end. Next week, Falcons soar to Newberg. Glencoe gets back home to Hare for a Thursday Night Lights with Century. Those Jags will also be on 6 days rest. Century on the home turf at McMinnville for a league meeting. How about the October 1st setting sun there? How about Austin Wrap here for the Grizz? Wrap it up, a little duck and dodge, no wrenches needed. Just touchdowns, a long one, stop and start and go back again. 75 yards for the score from McMinnville. 8-0 when Century does something good here. McMinnville punting, you gotta block that king. Block the kick by King. Luafutu, the king, the recover in the end zone for Century by Ethan Weddle makes it 8-6. McMinnville back on the march. The quarterback can call his own number 2 with ease. Kai Hoskinson. Gang Grizz goes up another score. A tight final tally. MHS 37, Century 36. The Grizz now get home with Sherwood. Fox 12 in Kaiser, league night at McNary. The Celtics hosting the Sprague Olympians. Tyler Copeland injured his ankle in the first half of the C's. We wish the kid well. Third quarter, McNary on defense here. You know what you got to do against the orange helmet? You got to sack them up, wrap them up from the one they forced the punt. A slog for a while, but the night came to a thrilling close. I just wish we could see it. 21-17 Sprague. Ben now comes there. McNary goes to South Salem. 5A stop off in the Mid-Valley in the Fox's hole of Silverton with those Crescent Valley Raiders. The Fox can giddy up. Alejandro Briseño moves bodies, moves chains. First down. Same drive, Jordan McCarty makes another deposit. Vanden Fessler, 11-yard catch and touchdown, 2-score advantage. And then more from them. McCarty connecting, Fessler once more. Oh, so close. They get tackled down here at the 1-yard line. Then they go back to the ground game. Briseño knows what to do at that point in the game. Silverton doing Silverton things, 48-8, the final. We're always glad to see fresh faces on the show, and for that, we welcome in Fox 12's Connor McCarthy, making his FNL debut at the big game on rivalry night in Gresham. Gophers Barlow. Connor, always tons of pride in East County.
That's right, Nick. This game was definitely a Barlow blowout. Now, before the game, head coach Tracy Jackson told me that they were using an old-school style of formation for their offense called compression, and it worked for the Bruins as they barreled down the field each drive. For the Gophers, on the other hand, they were unable to dig themselves out of a hole. Homecoming night at Sam Barlow High School, and the Bruins took to the field, ready to make their home crowd proud. Within the first 2 minutes, running back Gordon Kiyokawa rushed the end zone to put the Bruins on the board. By the end of the first quarter, the Bruins began to claw their way ahead. Second quarter opened at 14-0, with the Gophers still unable to complete a drive. The Bruins kept the pressure on, with Jake Fay scoring a third touchdown. The Gophers tried to get on the board. Wide receiver Cameron Groh making this nice catch, bringing the Gophers' feet from the end zone. But the Bruins' defense held them, keeping the Gophers scoreless at the first half. After the halftime homecoming festivities, the Bruins came back on the field, still full of energy. Wide receiver Jake Fay stepped up, driving the ball down the field, scoring 2 more touchdowns. The Gophers were unable to cross the plane once the whole game. The Bruins blew out the Gophers 48-0.
I feel amazing about this game. Our offense handled everything perfectly, and we just took advantage of it. And me and Hunter McDonald, we both scored 3 times, which is pretty cool.
And Nick, the Bruins will have another conference game next week, next Thursday, against Central Catholic High School. And for Gresham, they'll be playing against Sandy High School in another conference game. Live at Sam Barlow High School, Connor McCarthy, Friday Night Lights.
Senior night at McKenzie Stadium for Union High. Get the names right. Evergreen playing the role of the visiting side this week. Opening quarter, Union on the Plainsman 24. Mitch Radigan. Marquez Cantu on the move. The screen pass, big reward. 24-yard score to light up the cool night air first. Second quarter, Evergreen driving. Jaden Crace fakes the handoff and floats it to Jordan Peters. Moved the rock across midfield, 16-yard gain. Then on 4th and 1, they elect to go. You never kick. Grandma's kid, Kyle Norton, 18 yards and in. Plainsman into the lead. Next Union possession, Liam Boyce picks up 10 yards, and then a late hit out of bounds would be unnecessary roughness, go down to the 6-yard line. 2 plays later, Cantu can do this too. Blocker's good, TD good. UHS wins by 20, 47-27. Both sides now turn their attention to games on Thursday. Fox 12 and Battleground, District Stadium the site, a pink out. Skyview, Prairie going to the Greater St. Helens League. 14-12 Storm into this 4th quarter. Skyview's Nico Ariola on the keep. Good call, kid. 5-yard score. Stormtroopers up 21-12. Next Storm drive, next Storm score. Nico to Tanner Beeman. It up. Shake some defenders, carry some dudes too. You're going to feel that in your legs tomorrow. Good thing there's no replay. Might have been down at the 1, but he's in for the touchdown. 28-12. Skyview plays tough defense too. Looking deep, but the safety's there. Where he should be, Teddy Beaver, INT for Teddy. Later 4th, Nico rolls and locates Isaiah Patterson. Get that stiff arm and the slide in front of my guy, Paul Strunk. 15-yard touchdown. Final score saw Skyview take it, 35-12. Senior night, homecoming from Kiggins Bowl in Vancouver. Hudson's Bay honoring the class of 2022 Eagles. Mark Morris's Monarchs down from Longview. First quarter, first possession for MMHS. Second play from scrimmage, mishandled handoff. The Eagles Vultures soar, scoop, and score. Justice Phelan, 20-yard defensive touchdown for Hudson's Bay. Third time with the ball now, the Monarchs cap it off right. The keeper, left and in. 8-yard score, Kellen Despians, 7-6, 2-point try fail. Second quarter, looking at Mateo Verona back to field that punt. Mateo can put the work in all week to make this kind of magic happen, making 1, 2, 3 defenders miss and just vanish. Verona on his own, return to the 20. Then accepting the payoff on payday Friday, in for 6. The Bay way up 14-6. Final ticks of the first half, Mark Morris in the red zone, but the talent was on display. Talon Leon, I'll take that. Their third takeaway, but Mark Morris a winner, 27-21. And week 5 took us to Ida B. Wells, the temporary home of Lincoln High, as the Cardinals' new nest is still under construction. Not a day too soon, too. What we have learned during this odd time we all live in right now, you can't control most things. Fox 12's Craig Bernbach was there for the Cards and Grant and the PIL, which was over almost before it started, literally.
Nick, we were expecting to show you highlights from Lincoln's senior night game against Grant here at Ida Wells High School. We did have a kickoff, but unfortunately soon after, the lights went out. And then not all of them came back on. So Lincoln's senior night is going to end up being a senior day. We had Lincoln's senior night ceremony. We had a Grant kickoff. We even had a couple nice Cardinal running plays. And then the lights went out at Ida Wells. This ever happened to you before?
One time when I was head coach at North Medford, we played at Jesuit, and the lights went out, but only for 5 minutes.
After about 30 minutes, 3 of the 4 light stands were ablaze, but one just never went back on. So that's when they made the call to PIL Athletics Director Marshall Haskins.
I was at the Cleveland Grant soccer game. It was a packed house over there for homecoming, and I got a call that the lights are out. I'm like, what?
Haskins, the coaches, and the officials talked, and they decided it wasn't safe to play.
It's unsafe in one quarter of the field, and safety always trumps everything. So we'll figure out how to reschedule this game for tomorrow sometime.
This was definitely not the way that Cardinals seniors planned on spending the night. but they say they'll be ready to go tomorrow. Not what you expected for senior night?
Yeah, I mean, senior night, it's supposed to be our night, but, you know, it can be senior day tomorrow. We're still going to show up. We're going to show out every play.
Nick, I got to tell you that everybody here kind of took this in stride, and I guess that's because over the last 2 years or so, we've definitely had a few speed bumps. Reporting for Friday Night Lights, I'm Craig Burnback.
Keep it on the positive tip. Air 12 out of the hangar to buzz above homecoming at Cobb Field. Unbeaten Lakeo, a tip of the cap. The Little League World Series boys from LO gathered together again to present the colors for the national anthem for their big Three Rivers League matchup with Tigard. Congrats, kiddos. Opening drive for the Lake Show, they only know one way to go. Push that ball down the field. Jack Lane finding his guy in the dark jersey, dark numbers. Can't really tell you who that was. Crossing route gets him inside the 10, though. From there, you blast away with Gabe Olvera. Lakers go out in front. They do the damage all the time as they do. You know, Steve Corey's boys also play defense. Henry Smith anchors away for the remarkable takeaway, maybe a play of the day. 35-0 in the end. The TRL full tilt now. LO gets to Tualatin on the Tigers host Oregon City. Westland T-Wolves Saturday afternoon. We will be there. Air 12 above Pioneer Memorial Stadium in the OC. Lakeridge pacing the pack at Oregon City. Pacers leading 14-0 first. Spencer Phillips' dudes getting after it. Ryan Carpenter, strap on the utility belt and hammer away the quarterback sack. The Pios needing to pull out all the stops. Why not run a fake punt in the opening? Period. LHS wasn't having it. Zachary Larson knows for the football. They take it over. Second quarter, Ryan Oliver to the tight end. Appears to be number 19. Nui Tavoy, a 245-pound senior. Spin on him, dance on in. Lakeridge 41, Oregon City 8. And with unity comes clarity. Air 12 putting the focus on the good above the 99W rivalry. The student sections of Sherwood and Newberg coming together to dress in rainbow attire, promote love and respect in their halls and communities. They all win. The adults offer the ones who seem lost. Here would be a kid who's always finding his way. Cody Hall, making his presence known on a casual Friday. Feet down, touchdown, good. Then a heads-up play of the day. Newberg lurking to paw level. That's a backwards pass. The senior with a hall pass. Cody, your world, dude. They all freeze. You go. Inside the 10. Tigers would keep them from scoring, but the Bowman and their new coach, the old coach at Newberg, Kevin Haston, win it. 23-17. Sherwood now goes Thursday to McMinnville. Newberg spreads the love next week with Liberty. Air 12 of the Metro League. Mountainside, a gem of a palace amid the pumpkin patches along shoals. Beaverton up 28-10 in the third, but boy, Mountainside opportunistic. Little overthrown ball turns into an INT for the Black Shirts. From there, Brian Mannion feeds the loaf to his backfield mate. How good does Caleb Pollard look below the helicopter? Daryl Mitchell up top, Pilot Dan up top. That's true form for 6, 40-yard score, 28-17. Here come Mountainside in the fourth after a fumble. CP, another TD. Makes it 28-25 after 2. They end up scoring 28 unanswered. 38-28 Mountainside on the right side. Air 12 in Cougar Country. Canby on the prowl for a 5A Northwest Oregon Conference win. McKay feeling itself en route to rock the cage from their win a week ago. Jimmy Joyce's Canby boys really humming along. Up 33-6. Tyler Canold, a cool cat. Break a tackle, spin, get wide, get in. Touchdown, Canby up 33. All gas, no brakes. The captain, Michael Gibson. The other senior captain, Matthew Souls, the jukebox hero, follow the posse and call the brigade. Canby 45, McKay 6. And the 4A Spotlight came to Estacada, where the team to pace the pack for the Tri-Valley. The title was on the line, seemingly early in the season, home of the Rangers. Visiting Gladstone, a traveling family coaching circle. First-year Gladiators head coach Cam Summer, the former Portland State tight end, graduated after Gladstone won the 4A state title in 2014. The same season, GHS won the state title with Summer's father, Doug, as defensive coordinator. Dad still coaches there. Cam's brother, Carl, a former Beaver and Viking, a D-line coach. Another former PSU Viking, Paris Penn, the OC of the passing wing T. It's all family and football in Gladstone.
This is home for me. It always will be. And this is where I want to stay and try and build a culture and a program. It's a dream come true, man. I think being able to be around the kids and back in the community has been so cool for me and my family.
You got your dad, who used to be your head coach.
Yep.
as your defensive coordinator.
Yep.
What's that like? Can you boss him around here, but not?
Yeah, you know, it makes for some interesting Sunday family dinner conversations for sure. Yeah. But no, him and my brother Carl, who's doing my D-line stuff, have been awesome. I couldn't imagine trying to do this job by myself, and they've been so helpful for me in all of it.
Game time between the hedges, real grass, real men of Estacada. Tri-Valley Conference clash with Gladstone, Ranger Way. 3rd and 7, King Corey James, crown him. The whole village gonna converge on him, but the Estacada quarterback gonna carry it on in. Gladstone then on 4th and 1 from the 45, you got a fumbled snap. Glads recover. Andrew Turner makes sure he goes nowhere. Ball back to Green. First play of the second quarter, that's Jake Berman, goal line package, 14-0. Later second, you know where you're at. 4th and goal from the 3, James Duran. Follow those big bodies out front and get in. Rangers hang another collection of victories in the process, 43-18. Both the next play on Thursday night. Still to come on this Friday, she's savoring every serve and spike with her tribe. Our high school spotlight shines the volleyball court of Malala. Plus, senior night and homecomings. 2 things we saw Zippo of this time last year. More out of Craig and Connor. Bring the lights. Lincoln Barlow around the bend. Let us know where you're watching the show too. Grab a snack, kick back. Week 5, Fox 12 FNL rolls on after this.
You're watching Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation.
Well, like football, soccer, cross country, volleyball athletes in Oregon lost out on their traditional fall season a year ago with those delayed and condensed campaigns in late winter, early spring, but they are all back on the floor now. We bump that spike to our high school spotlight from Malala.
Number 20, Sydney Thompson.
It's like my safe space. Like, I could, like, once I step in the gym, it's like nothing else matters.
Malala senior Sydney Thompson is a decade into playing the sport the 17-year-old loves the most.
The sense of joy, like, from your teammates all around you.
Sid the kid needed to spark joy elsewhere. School volleyball was a no-go last fall. Business in the front, party in the back row. Just like the sand pit that welcomes visitors to the Thompsons' home.
Like our front yard when you pull in the driveway, that's all you see.
The outside setter seems to know everyone in town.
Everybody just seems to know everyone. Like when you go into the store, you always see someone you know, and like they're always talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see them with their eyes now, the mask thing.
Yeah.
It's all love and community in the halls of Malala High.
We have this big event called Share the Love, and that's when we like raise money for these families that are like having hardships, and we give all the money to them, and we have like fun events and stuff.
One of Sydney's favorite events was visiting her grandmother, something made difficult in the pandemic as Thompson's grandma was battling lung cancer.
We would go down to the coast like every weekend and like go see her, and like if I was around anyone within like 2 weeks, I couldn't like get close to her. But then she passed away on my grandpa's birthday, which was the day after mine, and then that was pretty hard. But I don't think it's like processed in my head yet, so like it still doesn't feel real.
Grandma Janice was into the arts from her garden.
She is very artistic, and like I think that's where I get my artistic side. My mom's really artistic too, and so like my grandma did like gourds all the time, and she'd like carve, and she like won a lot of awards.
Like grandma, like granddaughter.
In school, I love ceramics. Like that is so fun to me. I don't have ceramics this year though, but last year I did. And I like made like a little sushi plate, which was so cool. So I just make little things in the class, and it's so fun.
1, 2, 3, together!
Well, we'd love to share your stories from your world. Just reach out and we will connect, and then come out and meet and greet the future great kids in our prep community in our high school spotlight segment. Strike out the band from the Camas Papermakers.
You're watching Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation.
Well, Fox 12's Craig Burnback is our super senior and spent the night saluting the class of 2022 from the Cardinals of Lincoln High, at least for the 2 plays before the lights went out on the party.
All right, Nick, we're back here at Ida B. Wells High School, where Lincoln is kind of having their home games for a little while, taking on Grant tonight. But it's time for Cheer of the Night, and I'm joined now by
Alice.
Alice, what's your last name, Alice?
Svanberg.
You're not originally from Portland, are you?
No, I'm from Sweden.
And what are you doing here?
I'm an exchange student. Yeah, I arrived 25th of August.
What's it like being a Lincoln cheerleader?
It's amazing. I love being a part of the community.
All right, it's that time when the cheerleaders get loud and proud. It's time for the Cheer of the Night. Taylor, take it away.
Hi, I'm Taylor LeBeau, and I'm from Lincoln High School. Go Cards! Woo! What about our colors? Red, 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 red! White, and black! And black! What about our colors? Red, red, red!
All the way from Sweden. Well, Connor McCarthy came all the way from Eugene to make his FNL rookie debut for homecoming in Gresham with the pride of Barlow.
I've been talking to fans all night, and they say that this game brings a sense of normalcy. Last year during the pandemic, it shut down all high school sports, but now the crowds are back and school pride is everywhere. 1 week after the Bruins forfeited a game because of COVID-19 exposures on their team, the crowds were back for their homecoming game.
I'm just so happy to have kids back in school, and I'm happy to see my sister out here doing what she loves and all her friends.
Students, parents, and alumni packed the stands for one of the biggest games for any high school. The homecoming king and queen shined under the stadium lights at halftime, while the football team showed fans why they love to be a Bruin.
It's been great, and we've got great crowds. I mean, people care about football in this part of town.
At Sam Barlow High School, Connor McCarthy, Friday Night Lights.
The rookies coming back next week. Feel free to enjoy Week 5. The re-rack during your victory brunch on the Fox 12 Oregon YouTube channel, uploading right now. Thank you for tuning in with us to help kick off your weekend.
Thanks for watching Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation.